Based on the video that I watched, the front office department is responsible for creating first-hand impressions regarding the level of services and facilities provided. The front desk is responsible for answering inquiries, directing queries to the correct personnel department. There are things that I need to learn or skill that I need to acquire in terms of front office that I can use in the future. When you are in front office, you need to become you need to familiarize everything that you need to use, and familiarization is the one that you can do that can help you someday. Yeah. The other thing that I notice is communication skills and personal appearance. It's very important and influencing factors. And the last thing that I learned is if a person should be confident, warm, polite, patient, and sincere to deal with the queries of guests at front office. Those things can help me in our future.
I learned from that video about front desk that around 6 o'clock to 6:30, you need familiarize to yourself with the front desk. And you want to make sure that you sign the volunteer signer sheet. And if the coordinator has provided one of those for me, they are available in the volunteer signing sheet. And after that, you will review the responsibilities of front desk and the guidelines of what is expected. And you need to familiarize with this area and make sure that you do have some paper, ATM, and official doc. And after that, at 7 o'clock, you can let the residents in and taking up the food. And the person who welcomes the guest is called volunteer. And after that, you asking the guest if you have any drugs, weapons, or alcohol. And it is really important to ask the 3 questions very clearly and to get the response. Because once you get the storage table, they are claiming consequences. At this point, if you ask 3 questions, the drugs, weapons, or alcohol, you will ask the further valid ID. And once you confirm the person of the valid ID, you can give that card up to volunteer and they will be recorded the sign in or not into their last name and the first name. And you will be also asking in installation if the residence states a wake-up call. So once you get the progress, asking the questions and leaving or logging in, they will be directed. And if they have a new residence, they will be also asking you, the guests, if they have a car. And if they have a car, they have a registration book form. You gonna take vacant model, trunk number of the car, and the residence name. So, between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock on Sunday, the checking time is be on 3 o'clock. So, from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock is you will be checking in the residence. And make sure that you answering the shutter line.
Front office is important being the frontliner in a hotel because it is the way to communicate to customer and to manage the number of people going to the hotel. And it is the way to know what is the needs of guests or customer. Front desk clerk represent the first point of contact with the client of the business, hotel or doctor office. They perform essential front desk administrative duties including answering phone calls, greeting clients, and overseeing the office budget, also known as a front desk receptionist.
Okay. Training video, front desk. I learned a lot in arrive between 6 and 6:30 and familiarize the front desk, and before that sign the volunteer sign-in sheet. And if coordinator has not provided, they have available in the front desk volunteer sign-in book, and review the responsibilities and guidelines in front desk and familiarize the area of front desk. Okay, and before 7 o'clock, cleaning team and coordinator and or shelter staff and volunteers are the first allowed to come in. And after that, 7 o'clock, you can let the residents come in, and then ask them if they have any drugs or weapons, and you have if they have alcohol, the guest, you won't give that to the coordinator or staff. Obviously they have your weapon. We are going to alert on the coordinator of staff and the same the drugs. If the guest carrying a scissor or knives, we need to put in envelope and put their name and put it back there for overnight stop. Okay, then if the resident's cell phone, you would like them to turn it off, or let's put it on silent, and then ask the photo ID to confirm that the person on the photo ID, and recording on the cold weather shelter sign in log their last name, first name, and do you have a photo ID if they are new resident, as king in this position if the resident needs a wake up call, and then documenting the first column. If resident, put it on their photo ID, and you will be giving that your coordinator or on your intake volunteer. In process of asking their question and moving on, actually logging and search it. If you have a new resident, asking them if they have a car, if they do have a car on site, if they walk in registration book for cars, you're going to take the make and model tag number and the resident's name. Okay, and she explained of what procedure on Sunday and Monday, and okay, and after 8 o'clock residents can come and get their email, and then my email, and then after 8 o'clock residents can come and get my email, and then for some housekeeping, we do have a HMIS, Homeless Manage or Information System. For making information and statistic, each resident have a sheet is in the book alphabetically with their name and by last date. So you want to, at the end of your time, at 8 o'clock will be sheets based on your sign-in sheet. Do get down the sign-in sheet, find the residence, particular page, find the day of the week that you're on, and go over the month and put check mark. If have a new resident until their paperwork is completed, you will not have this HMIS, possibly until the end, and reduce care.
The front office department is headed by front office manager. The front office manager is responsible for coordinating activities, supervising the subordinates, and hiring and training. Preparing the budgets for front office department, performance evaluation of employees, and make sure that all the complaints are addressed. The assistant front office manager is responsible for scheduling the shifts of employees, payroll, monitor, salaries, room deposits, refunds, etc. The front desk representative should be well aware with the policies and prices of the services provided and must be prompt to answer. She is responsible for the bookings, assignment of rooms, maintaining guest records, etc. Night auditor is responsible for bookkeeping, day-to-day account, management, data entry and updatation. The cashier is responsible for collecting payments, bill generation, and maintaining balances.